I just streamed on Kick.com, and Trainwreck is not just a co-owner. It's actually a solid description for the whole platform. Recently, frustrated streamers everywhere have been testing the water on Kick, a new streaming platform that offers a 95-5 sub split. Sounds too good to be true, and it probably is. We're going to talk about Kick and my experience streaming over there, and I promise that I will be completely objective until I have an opinion. There is no sponsor for today's video, so if you like the content and you want to support me, consider joining my Patreon account or buying something from the merch store, or you can just become a member here on YouTube. I'll have links for all those in the description below. So what is Kick exactly? Well, the short answer is it's a reskin of Twitch with less features and a bevy of future lawsuits. I'm going to skip the history lesson here and assume that you know a little bit about Kick and the controversy that has come along with it. And despite what you might think, Kick actually does have a TOS and community guidelines that prohibits pretty much anything that you could find on an Adin Ross bingo card. They just don't enforce it. On Kick, there is just but one marketing tactic, and it is the 95-5 creator revenue split. That's right, on Kick, you get 95% of your subscription revenue because they are fighting the injustices of Twitch and their greedy 50% cut. No, they're giving you 95% because they make their money on gambling losses. That and Kick just doesn't have the typical expenses that other streaming platforms have, like creating an original website with unique features, or employing a staff that wouldn't be able to fit inside a Honda Civic. Right now, Kick's biggest expense might be the thousands of gifted subs that they're handing out to creators, which could just be chalked up to marketing, because they know if they drop 100 subs on someone, that creator is going to go and tweet about it. And you know it's going to read like, if you just joined Kick.com, this could happen to you. It's paid advertising without the disclosure of paid advertising. All right, I'm done being snarky. Let's talk about what it was like to stream as a new creator on Kick, and we'll just talk about some general functionality. General functionality? I think what attracts most small to mid-sized streamers to go to a site like Kick is that they think that if they're an early adopter and they get it on the ground floor, they're going to be one of the bigger creators on the platform eventually. We all know that's not how it works. You still have to have good content, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't salivate a little bit looking at the music category. That's my category, and currently it's just a mix of like 24-hour radio and some DJs. It's super untapped for what I do, and I could probably stream to like tens of people if I made the switch to Kick. Oh, just one thing real quick. I've noticed that a lot of Kick streamers like to pull up YouTube videos where people are talking about Kick. So I wanted to take the opportunity to say hello to chat, and thanks to the streamer for showing your community this video. Let me know in the comments if I just caught you. Now, I'm also curious if you're here to research or just to be mad. Creating my account on Kick was relatively easy, and one thing that took me by surprise was just the sheer amount of emote slots that are available to you even before you hit affiliate. And I mean no limitations in the sense that you can upload a lot of emotes and that you can upload whatever you want without moderation. It doesn't seem to matter. So in order to get affiliate status on Kick, you need at least 75 followers and put in 5 hours of streaming time. So it's super easy to get the sub button, and it's even easier if a staff member comes by and just decides to give it to you, I guess. So let's talk about some of the good things and the bad things from when I actually went live on Kick. Hey, Future Cody here. Just wanted to come back for a quick disclaimer that if you're watching this video way past the upload date, there is a good chance that Kick has actually resolved some of these issues, and what I'm about to tell you is no longer relevant. There's also a good chance that this site doesn't even exist anymore, and you're just doing like a research paper on the history of streaming in the 2020s, which I think would be awesome, and I have no doubt in my mind that you are going to nail it. Back to the video. I was immediately impressed right away by the amount of viewers that I had on my first Kick stream. I was less impressed later on when I found out that the viewer count on Kick doesn't mean shit. The whole site reeks of view botting, but it was a nice feeling while it lasted. That's what she said. It's just a little suspicious when I see people streaming to 2,000 to 3,000 people and there's only 3 people chatting. On a good note, I did have regulars from my Twitch community say that my audio and video were both better on Kick than what they've seen on Twitch previously. I assume there's less compression on the video since there's not as many people streaming on the actual website. But for now, that's awesome for Kick. If I had to guess, I would say I had around 20 people from my Twitch community that were watching me. But there were some people who found me on Kick for the first time, and a lot of them were pleasant. And then there were a few that gave me some strong follow for follow vibes by telling me they were streaming later and that they had me tabbed up, which I think might be the official phrase of support for support networks everywhere. From a viewer standpoint, there's not a lot to like about Kick right now. There's no channel points, there's no interactive extensions, there's no community rewards. And right now, there's really limited bot integration, so none of your standard like Stream Elements, Streamlabs, or Nightbot are gonna work. And possibly one of the bigger issues right now is just the lack of moderation tools. But for my Kick debut, I did a normal music stream. And I wanted to see how Kick handled my VOD because I did not play copyright-free music. So if there was any sort of DMCA moderation, surely it would mute most of my audio. It did not. On Twitch, if you have copyrighted music, you have the option to unpublish the VOD, and that will help you avoid getting a claim. But not on Kick. There is no option to hide or unpublish anything. You either have to keep it or delete it. And that's sort of a problem for me because on Twitch, I create highlights of all the non-music portions where I'm not playing copyrighted material, which is another shortcoming of Kick because they don't have any sort of editing tools whatsoever for your VOD. And this is where it gets interesting. I deleted the VOD because common sense, but there seems to be a bug to where when I deleted that VOD, it also wiped out any progress that I had in my path to affiliate. And that really bummed me out because I already had the followers, I just needed the hours to get my sub button. But that sparked another idea. If I streamed for 5 hours and got my sub button, but then deleted that VOD, would it take my sub button away? It had to be answered. So in order to reclaim my time, I set up a 5-hour countdown clock and went live on Kick. And somehow in those 5 hours, I was in the top 10 of the music category, streaming a countdown clock with no music. I'm on my stream on Kick right now. There's 3 minutes and 42 seconds left, and I'm supposedly streaming to 33 people who are not talking and watching my countdown. Not suspicious at all. And while I suspect my numbers were inflated, I knew that there were real people in there and I didn't want to disappoint anyone who was watching to see what happened once the timer ended. So I gave them some resolve by letting them know that I had just started my stream on Twitch. But this did unlock the sub button for me and I filled out all my information. I deleted the VOD and once again it took away from the progress on my path to affiliate. However, I still had my sub button. So once you have the sub button, deleting your VOD is inconsequential. Overall, I'd say my experience streaming on Kick was okay. It wasn't as toxic as I thought it was going to be. And as long as you're okay with having next to no features, it's fine. But I'm sure they'll develop extra features as they go. And throughout this process of streaming on Kick, I've reported my findings on Twitter. Some people are grateful to have the heads up, and others are very mad that I didn't speak glowingly about their platform. There's a lot of Kick fanatics out there. I was not aware of that. And if I have to hear "it's in beta" one more time, I swear to God. It's almost like the whole point of a beta is so that people poke holes in it and you can make improvements to your platform. But here I am testing for free and catching nothing but a bunch of guff. Another thing that you can't escape on Twitter right now is people promoting Kick. You'll either see someone flexing their sub count or celebrating their verification badge on Kick. Quick note about verification badges on Kick, they're not the same as partner badges on Twitch. Kick doesn't even have a partner program right now, and honestly, they just seem to give out verification badges. You don't even need to be a current Twitch partner, you just need to be seen by Kick staff, I guess. And my replies on Twitter are full of whataboutisms where they want to deliver a counterpunch to Twitch. Let me just clarify for those of you who are doing that or are about to do that on this video. Me saying something critical of Kick is not me also defending Twitch. They're not the same thing. So should you stream on Kick? Ultimately, that's up to you. As streamers, we should only want Kick to do well. We know it's sketchy in nature and it's probably not going to last, and it's severely lacking in features for both streamer and viewer. But at the end of the day, I think people are going to put the blinders onto all that and just focus on that 95% revenue split. And honestly, I can't say that I blame them. That could be a life-changing amount of money for a lot of people. So if you're curious about the platform, I encourage you to just go try it out for yourself. I would also encourage you to just talk to your community and see what they think. If you think that your community will watch you wherever you go, I say give it a shot. For me, I always have one thought in the back of my mind anytime I make a business decision, and that is to protect the brand no matter what. In Kick's current state, I honestly don't know if I'm able to do that. But I want to keep the window open because I'm cautiously optimistic that they will actually enforce some moderation on the site. I just don't love it in its current state because advertising yourself as the anti-Twitch where anything is tolerated isn't the flex that you think it is. And I know some of you in the comments are going to be like, well, Cody, it's no better on Twitch. There's bad actors everywhere. Yeah, I agree. Adin Ross and gambling were both things that existed on Twitch this time last year. There are problematic people everywhere. The difference is consequence. One site has it, the other one doesn't. And that's why I think a lot of streamers are apprehensive to subject their community to Kick right now. Wherever you decide to stream, be 100% yourself and do what's best for you and your community. And remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon.